Hello guys, before we get to the actual video, I'd like to just quickly set it up. This was part of our 24-hour charity live stream for Child's Play. If you would like to donate or find out more about Child's Play, we'll include a link in the description below. We'll also throw in links to our social media accounts so you can follow everyone who is involved with this. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and start the video.
Dan is muted.
So guys,
okay.
yeah, Dan is here, trust us.
Hello.
Okay,
Oh, there we go. Hello.
Hey.
Hi, wonderful to have you guys on today.
Yeah, great to be here. Do it.
Yeah, you're the Brawlhalla guys, right? Oh shit.
Nah, Brawl Out, it's a completely different game.
I said Brawlhalla, okay?
Yeah,
Brawlout is also separate. I was actually just talking about how I feel fair it is. That anything that is a platform fighter is a Smash clone. And I'm like, dude, I remember like in 1992 where Street Fighter 2 came out and then all of a sudden arcades were filled with 2D fighting games and people weren't like, oh, what's up with all these Street Fighter clones? It's just more games in the same genre. Healthy for the genre and for the source game, you know?
Yeah, totally. I think for us, like, I don't necessarily mind the term Smash clone just because when I think of platform fighters, there's definitely been like, there's been a lot over the years that people kind of forget about. And even a game like PlayStation All-Stars would definitely like fall into that genre.
Yeah.
But we definitely, like, I think Rivals was kind of the first of like the newer ones that definitely went like a lot closer to Smash. And we did that on purpose just because
Yeah.
part of what makes Smash great is how some of those systems work. And that's part of what made PlayStation All-Stars not as...
Yeah, and what's funny is on the surface, I feel like there are changes where you're like, oh, there's no grab, there's no shield, there's parry mechanic, and there's no ledges. So on the surface, you'd be like, wow, they changed a lot from Smash. But it's just kind of these solid mechanics where, once again, going back to my Street Fighter comparison, it's not like they're like, this Mortal Kombat game's too close to Street Fighter. Instead of health, let's have it that each time you punch them, they spit out blood, and you gotta collect the blood in buckets. That way people don't think it's Street Fighter. And I'm like, no. What are you doing? Just percentages and, like, knockouts. Come on, Sony. Jesus.
All it needs, all it needs.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I clearly have strong feelings about this. But no, yeah, I've been playing Rivals for a while. I enjoy it a lot. It's a nice mix up. It's another game in the genre. Once again, I don't consider it like a Smash replacement. People are kind of ridiculous.
That is still loud. One
I'm
moment.
sorry. Are you setting the levels?
Yeah. No, I launched Rivals, and for some reason it was still almost max volume.
Oh, are we streaming Rivals while we're talking to these guys?
I can. I brought it up in case.
Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to play Brawl Out while we talk? Which I also enjoy. You know, whatever. I like this genre of games. It's weird, right? It's weird how if you like a game, you can like other games that are similar to that game, affect your appreciation of that particular.
You said it.
Your knowledge passes on.
Yeah, I was just talking with the we smashed him on for this, and we were talking about, you know, kind of, I guess kind of because you guys were coming on, all of these different, you know, quote unquote Smash clones, and I brought up icons, and I'm like, man, they should really have just gone full hog. I'm like, I just want to see a game where they have a character, like if the character's name is not Marth and not Fox, and you're like, who's that character? But it's not Marth. Says it right in the name.
Right, yeah. I think like we may see like a parody game like that at some point, but if you want to be like as big as, you know, their aspirations are, then
Yeah, you can't.
see them doing that. But I'm sure at some point we'll see one where it's like a parody kind of on Smash, and you have like characters like that, Marth, but with like an F. Got like a dumb face.
Okay, and Etalus says he'll be back in a moment. He just had to restart Discord.
All right, no problem.
I hope I'm actually pronouncing that right.
Yeah, one of the things, you know, not just to like heap praise on you. I can tell you what I think sucks about it too, but you know that's not as fun. No, but one thing I do appreciate a lot, honestly, about is the thought put into the move list. I feel like a lot of games you see, emulate Smash a little too close, especially when you get to like licensed games that are just cash-ins with Ninja Turtles or Cartoon Network or Kung Fu Panda. I mean, those are clearly I don't expect those to be any good. Although the Kung Fu Panda one's not bad, but that's neither here nor there. But I like how like Crag's recovery is great. That's an awesome way to do it. So is Orcane's. Like there's not a lot of nice little subtleties to characters and moves that that don't have clear parallels in Smash Bros.
Yeah, I think for us that's something where that's like the fun that you can have. So like when we were designing the system, sure we made some changes to like the core. A couple of it like the parry grab system or lack of grabs was just because of what we were doing with pixel art to kind of like limit the scope a bit. But then the movesets is somewhere where we can actually like be creative. So that's like the fun part of making like a smashed out game. It's like getting to come up with your own moves and your own systems. Especially since in Rivals, like pretty much every special design when we started would be like super OP in Super Smash Brothers. But then all of our characters have stuff like that, so then they all kind of end up pretty balanced because we're balancing based on that. We're not balancing based on like how strong they would be in Melee or Smash 4 or something.
Yeah, it's funny. Initially, I'm like, I saw Arcane, and I'm all like, oh, he's just ripping off that Game Boy game. No, he is the dude. That is you. That's fine. You can rip yourself off.
Yeah, so Arcane was actually like kind of the first moveset I had because there's a couple. Like the funny thing is, Ori's moveset was kind of like in the first 4 that I made. I made a like a puppet style character, a little bit different, but the same idea where it just kind of lags behind Ori. And Orcane was like the first design I wrote up. So long before like the game had a name or it had even the element theme, I had like a Vaporeon moveset that was expanded out. So like the smashes on puddles and like a bubble trap for turning the puddle into. That was kind of stuff I wanted to do, but the Game Boy version was so simple that there wasn't really like space for all that stuff.
Also, don't mind my gameplay in the background. I'm not good at the game, so.
Yeah, I started playing the game too by myself. I don't know. I turned it on. Now, like I can't interview you guys playing a video game. This is a terrible idea. Let me turn this off.
Well, when we start the interview, so Spazzy and I should both have the doc up. We can actually just alternate questions as we go through.
Did you send me the link to that?
I did in the 3rd birthday chat on the Discord.
All right.
I
Cool.
tagged you in it.
I do not see that.
I can tag you.
But I'll
again.
ask other random questions because I have questions now. I'll ask, like who do you consider the mascot of your game?
Probably Zetterburn, I would say, just because he was the first character we did, and we treat him kind of like our Mario.
Yeah.
So like that just kind of shows you how aggressive it is because our Mario is basically PM Wolf.
Yeah, but and let me tell you there right there too is that a lot of people talk about it because I've seen that in a couple. They're like the fox like space animal archetype is like an actual archetype for this type of game, and it's good because you talk about like you have like a Ryu, you have a character go in and you kind of sort of know how to play as it already just to be your window into the game. I think that's a smart move.
Yeah, totally. We have like a couple characters that like I would say lean on other characters a bit more. So definitely we have Zetterburn, who, yeah, like you said, he's a spacey. He should feel like Fox or Wolf. And then Absa kind of does lean on Zelda, and part of that is because we wanted to make like a zoner where like spacing was important. So we kind of took like the lightning kicks and Din's fire, be like, this is a character that cares about spacing. And then we're working on a DLC character that is kind of close, I guess, to Marth. We have like a sword fighter that's going to have tippers, so it's going to.
That's pretty cool.
The animations will be different, but like this general style of gameplay where it's like you're better when you're at a set distance. Like if someone's right inside of you, it's not that great, and if someone's out of your range, that's also not that great. So you want to be like mid range. So those are things where like the characters in those games kind of in the original Smash create that expectation of how do you play against them, how do you play as them, and it's good to have a couple characters like that, I think, because it gives people like a foundation.
Yeah, it's good, and they're also very solid design choice. You can make a character that's with a disjoint and a sword. There's a little that's about zoning, and it doesn't have to be Marth. It's just reminiscent of one.
Yeah.
I'll take the first question that we have here down. How are you two doing this afternoon?
Good start.
Great.
It's good. It's good.
Excellent. You wanna grab the next one, Tris?
Yeah, since it's actually kind of relevant to things we've been talking about. So it's clear that the Smash Bros. Franchise was a major influence on Rivals of Aether as a game. So what were the main changes you guys wanted to push for the platform fighter formula to make it feel unique instead of honestly being compared to, as Spazzy was saying earlier, just another Smash clone?
Yeah, so we talked about it a bit. Obviously, the movesets is something where that's what I enjoy, is like making new movesets. Another thing that we did was, I come from a background of played a lot of competitive Smash. I was like never a top player. I mostly played Brawl competitively too. So I also then got into like 2D fighters, and I worked on Killer Instinct for a bit. So when I was first starting Rivals, I was also inspired by fighting games, and Rivals kind of has like, I guess like the way the combos work, especially on the first 8 characters or so, is reminiscent of Killer Instinct in that a lot of our moves are like what I like to call like linkers or openers. They're basically attacks that don't ever KO, so you kind of just use them to start a combo. And then we have a lot of attacks that are like what I consider finishers, and those are attacks that do KO. And like a good example of this is Raster, where he definitely gets like arthritis because if you rack someone up to enough damage where you can't combo into your KO move, it can be really hard to KO people. So like the best players, when you watch like competitive Rivals, they're really good at knowing what percent they can combo into like a finisher, and if they close a stock like that, then they're doing way better than if their opponent is trying to like fish for KOs. Because once you get high enough, really the only way to fish for a KO is to get a parry, and then you have to read your opponent to kind of do that. So that gets risky.
Okay, makes sense. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Our next question, I think we also touched upon a little before. Basically, how do you think your previous work has affected your work with Rivals? Like, what have you done that has influenced Rivals? Any particular things that leaked into this game design?
Yeah, so we talked about the Vaporeon moveset from Super Smash Land was kind of just rolled over to be Orcane. Another one that's kind of funny is that not a lot of people probably know is like Krag's Pillar was actually based on Mega Man's special up attack, because there's only one button in Smash Land. But on Mega Man, I gave him his platform that he had in Mega Man 2.
The number platforms? Yeah.
Where you just rode it, and he basically just spawned it underneath his feet, and then it gave him like his double jump back, and you could like use it again when you hit ground. So I was gonna give that to Krag, and then actually it was gonna be another character. It was gonna be Maple was originally our Earth Zoner, and she like had a satchel full of different nuts that she would throw, and that was like our Zoner, like our Zoner design for Earth. So she had a seed that she brought out that was like a helicopter seed, and then she like wrote it.
So it would be much more of a copy paste of that.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. And then what happened was, while I was working on that design, I was also like, oh, we totally need like an Earth design. And I started out Krag as just a heavy. He didn't really have like, he wasn't going to be throwing rocks or anything. He was just kind of like a Bowser initially. And then I was like, oh, if he's like ground, he should like be pulling rocks out of the ground, kind of like Peach pulls turnips. So then eventually he became the Zoner, and I basically like wrote over what was Maple with him. So then like everything, like Maple would pull a seed out and throw it, so now he pulls a rock out and throws it. And then the special, I was like, well, he's not gonna be on a helicopter platform. So, yeah, that's how it kind of became the
That's
pillar.
interesting. Yeah, because that's one of my favorite. Not only in Rivals, but just in platform fighters in general, because it's so unique. It's very different than what you see, and it makes sense for that sort of character.
Yeah, totally. I remember when I first showed it to people too, they were like, "Oh, it's like Pikachu's Thunder, but like opposite." And I was like, yeah, I guess it is." But like, I never thought of it that way because like I came from, thinking of it as a recovery move, whereas people who don't play as much Smash, well, one, a lot of them just think of Pikachu Thunder all the time because that's what they do. But yeah,
Yeah,
they basically have it
in the honest trailer, I think it's called Pikachu Down B.
Yeah. Or Kirby down B. Those are like
Yeah.
favorite moves.
Yeah, I feel like there's some moves in Smash that are just like put there just to be like these noob friendly, like Shulk's backslash in Smash Wii U. I'm like, that is clearly just for people that like are children that are just like, yeah, I'm just gonna use this move constantly. This is a fun thing to do.
We kind of have that on Crag's Sport Special a little bit. It's definitely more tuned towards beginners, the rock roll or whatever.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's funny though too is a lot of these, people don't think about them. When you're just doing kind of free for all, a lot of those are useful because people don't have enough attention. You can't pay attention to everything.
Right. That's what makes heavy characters so good for free for all.
Yeah. Yeah. If we had a character that was Bowser but with counter, that would be the only character I use in free for.
A Bowser counter? You just gotta ask somebody who knows the Bowser matchup. But yeah, no. Anyway.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying a Bowser with the counter.
Oh, okay.
Fire Emblem style counter.
You got Etalus for that. He's got parry and he's got a lot of good free for all attacks. Yeah, but we have that problem too, where when we go to events, we'll do doubles. Doubles, like the game isn't balanced around, but usually Crag and Etalus are like the best in doubles. And
Yeah.
When we do free for all, especially like we just watch to see what characters are winning, and it's like almost always Crag and Etalus, just because they do so well when no one's paying attention to them.
It's like Ike is the king of Smash doubles. It's just like Fort Smash everyone.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
I guess this kind of leads. I'll let Chris handle the question after this, but I feel like this kind of leads into what we're talking about a little bit.
Okay.
Because our next question was going to be how the design process is for the characters. So do you come up? But I guess we were talking before. Like how Crag changed to the Zoner character. Do you come up with the character concept first and then build moves around it, or do you have an idea for a character that does these certain things and now you need to design a character that goes around it?
Yeah, so we definitely do it both ways depending on like the character. On the first 8 especially, a lot of them were designed around like kind of the moveset first. Like just kind of the core idea. For example, with Zetterburn, he was a really easy design in the sense that he shares a lot from Wolf, but the idea was combining Wolf with Brand from League of Legends, and I basically wanted to put that fire mechanic in, so then Zetterburn's visuals are all kind of to match the fire smash mechanic he has, where he like grabs it out of people. So that's why he has like the big claws. That's why he like fire. And then some characters we did like the opposite, where we knew we had like a character that we wanted to like design. Like for example, one of our DLC characters we're doing is more, I guess, from like the lore we have in Rivals. So the design is based on going from like the story, like here's a character, and then like how would this character play. But I think the one advantage we had is that we got to make a lot of a moveset first, so the character visuals all kind of are based on the moveset, so like a lot of the characters feel pretty cohesive in that sense. Like the way Vaporeon, or the way Orcane and Crag, the way they look matches like what they do. Because we were like, hey, let's make them match what they're gonna do.
Are you guys excited for when Inkling is added into Smash and has some sort of ink mechanic on the ground, and then people are gonna say, you totally just stole that from Rivals?
Yeah, right. Well, it depends on how they do it. I think, well, after I like saw stuff with Inkling, I was like, in my head, there's stuff I would do if I was gonna make an Inkling character. stuff I would do past like what Arcane can do. Like the whole like going into the ground and traveling along the ground is like super sweet, and you can do some cool stuff. And teleporting, like Arcane has, like you can go into the ground and like come out of a platform and like pick it up. It'd be pretty sweet. It'd basically be like an Arcane Etalus hybrid, is how I would imagine like a Splatoon character playing.
I think that the hard part with that is if you have two different colored inks, you can't have it function differently than if it's any other two characters. But you can't also travel through the other colored inks. That's weird.
Yes, like Inkling Dittos would be super interesting. But yeah, it's definitely good to even think about that stuff for us, because like a lot of stuff in Rivals is like from other games, like not even necessarily fighting games. Like there's a lot of stuff inspired by League of Legends and other MOBAs, because like even if it's not going to be a whole character, like taking inspiration from other games can have you come up with like a unique moveset, because you kind of have to like TVify any ideas. And then like as we were doing that, I kind of realized like why a game like Super Smash Bros. Works so well, because the movesets are all pretty different, because they all had like super different types of games that they were pulling from. Like when Sakurai would add someone like Bayonetta and try to put all the stuff from her game into it, maybe overloaded it a bit in that case, but like there's a whole bunch of stuff to pull from, and then that's why she feels so different from like any other character in the game. And that's something where like we look at League of Legends and like pick and choose some stuff that we like to kind of fill out our characters to match the theme. Like Raster's Wind Current was actually based on Galio in League of Legends has like a move where he shoots a tornado and then it would make him go faster while he like moves through it. And we kind of took that and like made it a key part of how Raster plays. He has like a wind current that he can make to a slipstream that makes him move faster.
Yeah, MOBAs are, are an interesting source to pull from, because the whole point is to have a massive amount of characters to make them feel like they have unique roles, So I think that's a very interesting place to take dynamics from for a fighting game, where, I don't know, it's obviously balance is very important in MOBAs and in fighting games, but it still feels different.
Yeah, and MOBAs do something, like I think when I tell some people about like the League of Legends design, being inspired by League of Legends, they'll pick up on it kind of quick, because there's a thing that like both MOBAs and Rivals do, which is like a lot of moves kind of feed into other moves. And in MOBAs, the reason you do that is because the kits are so small that you kind of want them to combine. Like, for example, a character like Nivea, she has one spell where you can stun somebody, and then her other spell is like, oh, if they're stunned, it does double damage. So like you kind of combo them together. And that's something we do in Rivals, where like one ability sets up another ability, and they kind of all like chain to each other. And that's just like, I think that kind of makes the characters cohesive, but at the same time, you want to avoid like them feeling super gimmicky and like kind of reliant on that. So I think Etalus is a good example where we did both. Like he has a lot of cool little ice stuff that he can do that's really unique to him, but at the same time, if you just want to play him like a big bully, you can just use all A attacks and just
Because if you look at Smash itself, there's very little play of status and things like that in movesets. Poison, fire, slow. I mean, even really sleep besides Jigglypuff. There's a lot of like neat little things that you can do when you're kind of playing outside of that world, but still connected to it.
Yeah, totally.
Tris, you want to grab some questions? Or
Yep.
you're super into your
Oh
game?
no, I'm perfectly fine to do it. All right. So, you just asked us. All right. So, with the recently released Rano, I believe is how it's pronounced.
Announced Rano, which is I believe Spanish for frog, correct?
No, I think it's
Rana is frog or something. I don't know.
It shows you guys put a good amount of thought into the names of your characters. With Rano's name, it says being literally based right off of one of your devs. So what are some other inspirations for character names?
Yeah, George, you can start on that, and then I'll.
Oh yeah, fill in all the blanks.
Fill in the ones you don't know.
Yeah, so actually that's kind of the theme. So El Rano is not like the exception there. Like all of the characters are actually named after people that like worked on the game or Dan knows, or just people their screen names, like their tags, so their Smash name or their online names. So that's how some of them got started. And
Man, I can't wait till we get to a character that's Jason, but a monkey with psychic powers.
I was gonna get to that because we had, so everyone, like, I was trying to get like, this character named this, and Stan's brother has his screen name. He uses called Waffles. So he's always like, when's my character getting in the game? And that'd be like the equivalent of Jason. It'd be like, whenever you make the character, it's gonna be super lame.
We do a joke character, we'll name it Waffles, and he like spells it like a dumb way too.
With like a Z, I don't know. So it'd be like, yeah, like here's Waffles, like the Arctic Knight. And you're like, nah, it doesn't work. I don't know. Like.
Yeah. So yeah.
Or you
like,
could just make it the most badass character possible, just with the name Waffles.
right. Yeah.
Huge intimidating character.
Sponsored by IHOP.
You should ask Denny's about that.
If a character is named Waffle, it would have a lot of traps, right? It'd be a trap character. Waffles have those little syrup traps.
Yeah, we can do another trap character. We basically have Orcane and Absent's not really trap. She's more so. Orcane's our trap character. We might have another one coming out soon. We'll see. Not Waffles though.
Not Waffle.
But yeah, I think for us, like the naming thing is really funny because naming anything is, especially like for a game like Rivals or Icons or any of those games where you're based on Smash and people are used to the characters. I think anytime you put a name of a character or even the name of a game, people are gonna like react negatively because it's like new. So when we first revealed Rivals, people were like, "What are these terrible names?" Like Zetterburn and Orcane were like the first two, and they're like, and those were both actually. Zetterburn was my gamer tag, and Orcane is one of my friends who worked at Microsoft, and people were like, "These names are like ridiculous." And then a couple years in, like no one is.
It's like beloved character Orcane, yeah.
It's gonna complain about the names because they all it's just synonymous now, right? Like when you see the character, you think of their name. So,
I thought Orcane was actually pretty clever for.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, Orcane is funny because it happens to be his like tag that he's had since like high school, but it also works like so well for Orcane because like, yeah, it's like multi-level working because he's kind of like a magical orca, so like you have Arcane in there, and yeah, but most people I think, especially like Raster too, that was our concept artist, is gamer tag. They just feel like the names are random, but I think as you're successful and you kind of stick to your guns, like the names of characters is something where people get used to it. Like if all the Smash characters were new right now, people would make fun of like Yoshi and like I don't know.
Why is this monkey named Donkey?
Why is he Donkey Kong? Like, what? But yeah, it just works because that's what that's what people relate to now.
Alright, I can grab another question, unless you want to, Spazzy.
I'll grab this one.
Okay.
I'll grab this one because I'm gonna make this one a two-parter. Even though it's not.
Okay.
And part of the question they're not going to be able to answer. They'll say, "You'll just wait and see." Well, because at E3 this year, you were talking about Ori and how Ori was. By the way, excellent fit for the game. I think. Pretty excited. You're saying Ori was planned basically from the start of development. Do you have any more information on the background of that, like how that came to be?
Yeah, on Ori, definitely. So, yeah, I wouldn't say it was like the start of development, but we started Ori in 2015, and then when we first started him, we weren't sure if he was going to be like a main roster guest, like part of the launch, or if it was going to be DLC. And then part of the reason he was DLC is basically when we were working with Microsoft, they were like, oh, it would feel better if he wasn't part of the main roster, if he felt like an addition. So that's when we were like, all right, we're going to finish up the game, and then Ori will be like our first kind of guest character. And the reason he started was, when I was at Microsoft, I worked on Ori and the Blind Forest a little bit, just doing some like design, I guess like was consulting, design assistance. I helped out with like the ability tree that's in the game and some other design stuff. And then after I left, I basically just kept talking to Thomas, the head of Moon, on Skype about random things. Sometimes like I'd be looking for advice. Sometimes we would just be talking about games that came out and be making fun of them and stuff like that. And I was always like, yo, would it be awesome if we could put Ori like as a guest character? And then he thought it was great. So eventually we were like, all right, let's like, pitch it to Microsoft and like see if we can get it done. So then we basically started the character while we were, trying to pitch it to them. And then eventually Microsoft said like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Let's do, it'd be cool to have Ori be a guest character. And then that's kind of how like the deal came together. And then the design was pretty easy because one, Ori's a platformer, so like it's a bit easier to design from. And two, we could always like just message the creators whenever we were like, hey, what would you think of like this move here? So we didn't have like too much issue in translating, Ori from his game to Rivals.
Okay, I guess a follow-up would be, have you considered any other third-party characters? Not third-party, but guest characters, I should say.
Yeah, so our plan is we revealed Ori and then Rano. Rano's one of 4 new characters. So Rano's like the water representative, and then we're gonna have a fire, earth, and air. And then we want to end, kind of like wrap up the Rivals roster with one more guest character after those. So that'll be like.
Is it Bubsy the Bobcat? Tell me.
I'll rule out Bubsy right now. It's not. So it's any other character ever from anything.
Okay, so you heard it here first. Breaking news. It is not Bubsy the Bobcat.
Yeah, but it could be.
So you're
anyone
fine
else.
with Conquer? You're fine with Conquer?
No, I'm not gonna rule that one out. No, can't rule out Conquer.
Well, I mean, you do have a close relationship with Microsoft.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
Yeah.
Call it back up.
What? And this I was gonna say, Rivals is only available for PC and then Xbox as well, correct?
Yeah. So right now it's only.
Yeah.
The,
Yeah, because I didn't really thought about that. Ori is the game are Microsoft exclusive. Would that create any sort of issues going forward if you were gonna have like a Nintendo or Sony release?
Yeah. So right now, we're looking at the guest characters could maybe or maybe not come like if we come to Switch or PS4 later, we might have the guest characters. We might have one. We might have none. And then we might not. So we're not at a stage where
I mean, it could be console exclusives. I hear Nintendo really loves giving out their IP, so I mean, I hear they're just really free with that. So.
Yeah, right. Well, actually, so we thought about that too. We're like, well, let's say Ori, for example, is not moving along. Do we want to do like a Sony character? Want to do a if we did do the Switch, would we want to do a Nintendo character? I think the problem with us for that is we want all the characters to be wherever the game is most played. So
Yeah.
right now, Steam is our our number 1 spot for competitive, and that's where all our tournaments take place, and that's where we basically run PC builds when we go to events. So we wouldn't want a situation where like kind of like Soul Calibur 2 back in the day,
Oh,
where
Yeah.
every tournament had like the one different character, like Spawn or Link or someone, and like we wouldn't want Steam to not have a certain character, because that would be a shame. It'd almost be like we designed a whole character and then only 10 to 15% of our players can actually use it.
Yeah.
So we thought about that, but what will probably happen is if we do, let's say Ori's not going to go, then we'll probably just have like one less character on PS4 or Switch, rather than trying to, or I can imagine us filling it in, because any character we add, we'd want to also bring to Steam. So
It's Bori, a character that is similar to but legally distinct from Bori.
yeah, right. Yeah, we haven't really thought about that. I mean, yeah, we'll see what happens. So we're not at a stage like where we actually know. Like right now, we only have those 2 platforms, so we haven't had to really worry about it. 'Cause, we're both PC
Yeah,
and
'cause
Xbox.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's very much a game that lends itself well to 360, and I think it'll do well on Xbox. But I mean, the PS4 has, I mean, you have to be thinking about it, has a huge install base, and the Switch, even though we'll eventually have Smash, I think that will actually kind of already build a base in there. For
Yeah,
those sort of
Switch is
games.
something
And
where
it's also portable, which is something to think about.
yeah, we're definitely starting to look into it more seriously now. We're Game Maker Studio, so we don't have like a clear path to Switch, but
Right.
there's starting to be like different avenues that we can explore, even like porting, but like cheaper versions of porting. So yeah, it's definitely something where we're looking into it, and we'll see. Just because I think a lot of our fan base would love to just be able to play it like on the go, and Switch is definitely the most popular kind of console right now for being a console, but also being able to take it wherever you want.
All right, you want to grab the next question, Twist?
Sure, especially since I just got knocked out in this match. Let's see.
I think you should go online next. You look like you're ready. I'm watching this.
Oh
stream over
boy.
here.
I could try. You asked at E3 this year exactly, or that was when you combined,
we're
right?
on the question, yeah, we're on the question after that.
Yeah. So.
By the way, I was saying before, but I like how I've seen on a lot of these platform fighters where they include mechanics like wave dashing, but they make it so that like you guys do too. It's like easier to do it or intuitive as opposed to like I feel like in Melee it's just like it's not like as intuitive of a thing, but like since you're designing a game which with wave dashing in mind, it has a clearer visual and a slightly easier input. It's just better.
Yeah, we
that's
make
something too where when I first started, I came from Brawl, and then I tried to go back to Melee, and by then I was already like the worst Melee player at any event I would want to play in. So part of like Rivals design was like, here's the stuff that I would love to be able to do consistently in Melee, and now I'm doing it, so I can do it consistently.
And there's no reason why it shouldn't be, except for the fact that it's not an intended mechanic.
Right, exactly.
Alright, so, next question is, Elementimals was another project you were working on before Rivals of Aether. Has any of that melded itself into Rivals of Aether in any shape or form?
Yeah, definitely. So that game, for those that aren't aware, it was a card game I was making. And
I wonder how anybody is aware. But no.
Yeah, right.
Well, unfortunately, the person who was unfortunately couldn't make it to do this interview and wrote these questions, huge fan. So he's very
Yep.
Nice. So yeah, Elemental's terrible name. The game itself was actually just it was like a clone of Triple Triad, which was like the game in Final Fantasy VIII, the card game that you would play. It's kind of like tic-tac-toe, but it's like tic-tac-toe, but you have a deck of cards to play it with, and you have to try to like take the majority of the board. And so the game was basically, I took that and then I put this like element thing on top of it. So like every card had different element powers, and then the board had like spots. So like every board had like one fire spot, one air spot, one water, the same elements in Rivals, the same four. And if you like matched, then you got +1 to all your things. So it was basically like I took Triple Triad and I just put this element on top of it. And then I kind of liked the world because it was like I got to make my own Pokemon. Like every card was either shoved into one of those elements. So like Orcane was actually a card in that before he was a rival, and then you can go like find. He was actually like black and white like Orca, but he was in there, and then we had like a Fire Lion. So I guess like Zetaburn was kind of in there, and then I kind of liked that world of like everything was in the 4 elements. So like Rivals is basically I took Super Smash Land and I shoved it into Elementals, and then I came up with a slightly better name than Elementals. And
I don't know, man.
Rivals
I don't know. The first name sounds more like an 80s cartoon show. It's got that going for it.
It was hard to find because people would always spell it wrong, Elementals. But then Rivals of Aether also has problems where like people people are always wondering if it's Aether or Ether, and like, so I wouldn't say either of them are perfect names. Naming things is actually pretty hard, especially the title of a game.
Right, I would have gone with Smash Brothers style of game starring Elemental. I think.
That one you could definitely trademark that because you know
It's a long website name.
Yourselves.
Yeah.
Apparently, Elementals. I just googled it to see what comes up. Oh no, you can't get it. I was gonna say it's still available on like the Windows Phone store, but it's a 4.3 rating too. That's pretty good, actually.
You know, you can literally just slightly redo that game with these characters and release it as a Rivals, the card game, and you probably make money.
Oh yeah, we've definitely talked about that. Like, just about we should just release it and have it be like, you know, Creatures of Ether or something like the card game version. I personally like the idea of just like putting it into a Rivals game. Like maybe not Rivals 1, but like something like Rivals 2 if it was a big game. Like you just collect cards during it, and then if you don't want to play, you know, Smash right now, you can just like go play the card game and like you earn the cards by playing Rivals. I don't know, just like shove the games into each other. I think that'd be a lot of fun because the card game is pretty simple to understand, but like it's also like super addicting, which is part of the reason why when I first made the game I was like, man, there should be a good triple track game on phone because triple track's pretty sweet, and there aren't any good ones still. I don't think that I know of at least.
Okay. Also, I guess you guys were talking about using Steam Workshop for Rivals, but can you, I guess, tell us a little bit more about that plan?
Yeah. So right now we're gonna finish the roster first before we like do anything looking into Steam Workshop. There's a couple like game maker devs that I know that have more experience with that. So our goal would be once we're getting close to wrapping up, seeing if we can hire somebody for a little bit to. Ideally, I would love to get like characters and stages on Steam Workshop. I think that'd be super sweet, especially since our art style kind of lends itself to a little bit more, like more people can create, especially if they're familiar with pixel art. The big challenge would be like designing new special attacks because right now, like if you wanted to make a new character, someone like Zetterburn, I think he only has like a little bit of logic that's outside of like the attack tables. Because like projectiles are in there, but they're only like basic projectiles. So like you could almost make Zetterburn by just, you know, having sprites changing data, whereas someone like Absna or Kane or characters whose specials are like super crazy, they have like a lot of scripting that goes on top of it. So we'd have to figure out how people could add that too. But it's something where we definitely want to do it. I just don't even know like how much is possible. I haven't seen too many like game maker games using Steam Workshop, so I don't know if they just like open up, like let you script or what they let you do to kind of create your own stuff.
Yeah, that is interesting. I don't have much experience with Steam Workshop personally. I do. There were some old Game Maker games I used to go to the game file and screw with those. You know, like Mario fan games. Good times.
Yeah, de-released games that released the source. I remember Spelunky did, and when like I was first, when I was first using Game Maker, I like opened it and I was like, understood none of it, and then like a year or two ago, I opened it up and I was like, oh, this is clever.
Oh,
Like,
this is how this works.
Like, oh, that's what he was doing.
It's always interesting to see the progression, like being able to understand it yourself. So I guess we have the DLC characters, including I guess one guest and 3 other characters, right?
Yeah. So it's gonna be the total DLC we're gonna do is we have the first guest Ori, then we're gonna have 4 original, and then 1 more guest. So we basically we have 3.
Okay.
And 1 guest left to like reveal.
Is there going to be other DLC? Are there going to be stages with characters? I know Ori's been having, but are there just, do you have plans for stages to coincide with characters, or do extra stages?
Yeah, so right now we have a lot of stages, so the only one that we're confirmed to be adding is going to be the second guest. It'll have its own stage as well, just like Rory did. The new four, we've like bounced back and forth on whether we want to give them stages. Some days we're like, oh yeah, let's do it. We need to find a new stage artist too, because stage artists and rivals have been like the one thing where we've replaced. So we've had like 3 different stage artists now throughout the development. So we'd have to get a new one.
Right, well, I'm here to save the day, but I can only do it for this hour, so,
Yeah, so if you guys didn't know, Nantengex was hosting this for 8 hours previously, so...
Oh.
yeah, it's very late. It's coming up to 10 o'clock-ish, and I've got, like, actual people that I need to see in person, so let's I wasn't here to listen to this because I was off watching Game of Thrones, so...
Trust me, it's great.
Dust Elysian Trail or something, I heard.
Oh no.
Let's just start it up, see if there's anything that needs to go, and just basically talk these guys out.
Okay.
Bring the other guys in while the real hero wins it.
Okay then. Okay.
Shows up, or if Tris can get his stuff right in.
Right.
Oh. Okay. Well, Chris looks like he might have it up anyways.
We might have it up.
Are we? We're up though, right? Is anybody
we're
watching
live
this?
right
Anyone
now,
here?
so why don't you talk
Oh.
them? Why don't we talk these guys off, and then we'll go back to Tris for the next section. Okay. So I don't know where you guys are up to, so Spazzy, take it away.
My only problem is I don't know what else we were talking about. I guess if you wanted to really like where it stopped, I think the only thing we talked about where you guys were talking about how you were thinking about stages for DLC.
Yeah, so we have a lot of stages right now. So the second guest will have its own stage, just like Ori does. But we don't want to expand the stage list too much, just because every stage kind of affects the banning and striking process. So we're also thinking about doing a couple more stage skins, maybe like we did with CEO Dreamland, and we have like the CEO version of Rockwall.
Okay.
Right. And then I guess we talked a little bit about your process for choosing potential DLC characters. What will work, what won't. I think we decided that Doomguy might be a character.
Yeah, right. So for the second guest character, yeah, we want something that fits the game, like the world, kind of like Ori does. Like that's important to us. But then also we want to make sure it's like a well-known character too. So like the fans from it kind of find Rivals, and then Rivals fans, go check it out too.
Okay.
And then we also don't want it to overlap with Ori too much. So we talked a little bit about how Dust from Dust and Elysian Tale would be a super sweet character, but like part of the reservation from like our team internally would be it kind of overlaps with Ori in the sense that they're both characters that fight like a fairy sidekick.
Yeah, I understand. That makes sense. Like, Rivals is a lot of animal characters, so I think you need someone like non-human, but anthropomorphic at the same time. Is that right?
Yeah, so so far we've only have non-human characters. So I would say like we're not opposed to doing like a humanoid indie or human even, as long as like we can get the art style to match. But at the same time, we do, like as shown so far, we've been favoring characters that match the world. So
yeah,
we'll have to see if we keep that up or if we go for
So how many Battletoads?
Yeah, right. All the Battletoads. They're just different skins.
Okay, I think that was more or less it. We did have a question too where we're asking about the new characters. If there's anything in particular that you want to let us know, or that you could tell us know about the original elemental characters.
Yeah, so I've talked a little bit in some places about the next one. It's Trevor's character that he's doing design for, and he wanted another like a little bit simple character, kind of like Zetterburn, where it has like some deep like stuff going on, just like Zetterburn's burn mechanic, but just when you play it, it's a little more straightforward. So the next one's going to be our sword fighter. And we have a teaser on Twitter. You can go check it out.
Oh! It can be a sword user that's a dog, and you can call it Marf.
There we go. There's Marv. But yeah, our sword user it's going to be cool in the sense that it will feel kind of reminiscent of Marth in the sense that you'll get that whole, we're doing like a tipper system, so you'll get the whole spacing, like you don't want them to be too close, but you don't want them to be out of range. But then it'll be like every Rivals character, most like Zetterburn. I would say this character is in the sense that it's going to feel like stuff you like from Melee, but then it has like a little extra thing put on top to kind of feel unique, just like Zetterburn's fire makes him like a spacey with like a little unique mechanic.
Okay.
All right, and I think that's it. I guess we can just ask, where can people find you, all that sort of good stuff. What's your social media tag?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at Dan Fornace, and then you can find Rivals Vita at Rivals Vita. George, you can hit him up on at Etalus, and then also you should go to SmashGG /RCS. I think it's -2.
Yeah.
And there is where you want to go if you want to get into Rivals, because that's where all the competitive stuff is. We have a compendium where you can get skins that you can only get on there, and we also have like monthly online tournaments. We just had one yesterday. I think Cake Assault won, right, George?
He did, from loser's side. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah. So we have that once a month, and everyone who competes gets points for the finals, which is going to be at Genesis 5 in January.
Okay. By the way, Nintendex, gentlemen were wondering where this might be posted in the future, because they did, say some stuff that hadn't been said before.
It's going to be
we'll send them all
of this will be saved and put onto YouTube, so
yeah.
don't worry about
Sweet.
that. It'll all be archived, and we'll release it in little segments probably. So we'll let you know when it's there.
Cool.
All right,
Cool.
cool,
Yeah, thanks for having us.
no problem.
All right, thanks for being on.
Yeah. All right. I guess this is my time to jump out. So let Triss back on. So I'm going to move everyone out to the waiting room. And
Okay.
Trish, you can take over.
Where's Triss?
Trish, get your butt in here, and then I'll turn it all off.
I also want to go. I wasn't supposed to be. I'm not even supposed to be here today. And especially not supposed to be here.
All right.
All right,
All right. Cool.
I'm starting it.
Sorry. All right. Gonna back off now. So.
Okay.
See you in a sec.